What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you a prediction video on the big man Rudy Gobert. I believe he'll be traded to the Toronto Raptors, and let's talk about it. Now, from this video on, when the situation calls for it, I'm gonna flesh out all my thoughts on videos instead of cutting them short. 4, 5, 6 minutes. If I gotta give you 8, 9, 10 minute videos, it's gonna be that. Just to make sure I flesh out all my thoughts, all my ideas for things like that. I feel like I cut things short in the comic section. We debating and talking about stuff. I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. Because I think the same thing. I just don't say it in my videos. 'Cause I don't want to bore y'all and keep it, just belabor the video even longer than what it should be. But I'm gonna start doing it, to have better conversations in the comment section, better debates and things of that nature. So this one might be somewhere in that range, 8 to 10 minutes. We'll see. It might not. But if the situation calls for it from now on, the video will be that long. I won't hold my thoughts in anymore. So let's talk about it. Gobert to the Raptors. I think it's the best move for both teams, honestly. Since the Jazz been let go from the from the playoffs, I've done about 4 videos on them. I predicted Quinn Snyder would be let go or would leave the Jazz. Made all the sense in the world. You know, well, I'm not gonna cover that now, but I made that video twice, a couple times, separate videos on why Quinn Snyder should leave the Jazz before he actually left, and it makes sense. I covered it all there, but I still think one will have to go, either Mitchell or Rudy. It just makes too much sense. I did a video as well on the Heat trading for Donovan Mitchell, but I really do think the Utah Jazz deem him as a star of the team instead of Rudy. Which makes sense. He's a guard. He's younger. All that good stuff. So, but for some reason, if it does collapse and Mitchell wants out and they do want to trade him, I doubt it because Utah is having the All-Star game this upcoming season. So they're gonna need a star to be there and hold the city down. So they'd rather probably have Mitchell than go Gobert, to be honest. But for some reason, if Mitchell does want out and they do acquiesce to trading him, I think the Heat is the team to go for Donovan Mitchell. But if not, I think if he stays, I think Gobert. I think Mitchell will pick the coach as well. I'll get into that in another video. I think Gobert is definitely gone. The only way I would keep both players on the same team, Mitchell and Gobert, you need a star perimeter player, or if not a star, a fringe star, like a Brandon Ingram, Andrew Wiggins. Just a 3/4 that can shoot threes, guard the perimeter, guard 1 through 4, 1 through 3, whatever, and can give you good play, ball handling, good shot creation for themselves and for other playmaking skills. They need an all around three, and they don't have that. They really don't have that, and they can't get that without trading one of these two guys. A guy like I said, a guy like Brandon Ingram, OG Anunoby, Siakam, Andrew Wiggins, someone in that vein where they probably can't get without trading one of these two guys. So that's the only way I would keep these two guys together, honestly, and that probably won't happen. So I think Gobert to the Raptors for a couple reasons. I think first for culture. Gobert is French, and Canada has a big French culture all throughout Canada and Toronto. And I think Toronto would really love Gobert and treat him as a star that he is. Gobert is a star by trade, but he's a superstar defender and a superstar rebounder. He's not a superstar player because offense is kind of lacking. But in those two specific arenas in rebounding and in defense in total, Gobert is a superstar talent on those parts of the game. And I think once and you see a player move and like, man, he really was good, he really was great. I think once he leaves Utah and goes somewhere else, no matter what the team is, I think you will see a drastic change in Utah's defense, clearly, and you're going to see a drastic change in their team wherever he goes to. Their defense will shoot up all through the roof because Gobert is that good to me. He is a game changer, in my personal opinion, and he's very undervalued by everyone, by NBA players, by social media people, including myself at one point in time. Gobert is always a running joke, but his play is legit. He can guard 1 through 5. Yes, 1 through 5. He can guard 1 through 5. Not at all times. No player can do it at all times. But in certain moments, if you leave him on a switch, on Steph, on LeBron, on Carmelo, on PG, on Kawhi, yeah, they might get past him. But sometimes he'll stay in front of them. He has good lateral quickness. He has that crazy length. He is good enough to stay in front of guys on the perimeter, in the inside, all that good stuff. So he can guard 1 through 5 at most of the time. I trust him out there on an island by himself. Even with the smallest of guards, I still trust him. So my reason for Toronto is they have the piece that Mitchell would need to have a co-star. Either Siakam, or you can go with a veteran Siakam, or you can go with a youngster in OG. Now OG, as I said in the video plenty of times, he's injury prone. He's on a good contract, cheap contract. What 3-4 years? About 3 years left on a cheap contract, but he is injury prone. So if you want to go with the real deal, not real deal, but more with the more available, the more healthy, and also the older player, you can go with Pascal Siakam, who's a stretch 4. He's not really a 3. He's really a 4. Bring him in there, resign Hassan Whiteside or McGee or some other big center. They can kind of take the role of Rudy Gobert, who's mobile. Bring in Siakam, and you have a running mate now for Donovan Mitchell. Or same formula. Bring in McGee, re-sign Whiteside or whoever you want to bring in, and then trade for Rudy for OG, and he'll be your 3. He's a 3-and-D guy who has evolved into overall good player who can shot make, who can defend 1 through 4, who can create his own shot, a little bit of playmaker in him, so he keeps evolving. He's still young, so he keeps evolving. He can be a real deal star type of player instead of a fringe star, but he has to stay healthy, so you see moves out there like the Hawks trying to get Rudy. That's a big rumor. You see teams like the Bulls. I don't see the Jazz giving up Rudy to bang in Vucevic. If I'm Mitchell, I'm like no. Like I honestly think any move that they would trade Rudy for, they would have to clear it up with Donovan Mitchell first. And I just don't think Vucevic is the move. I don't see it. I really don't see it. Some say Portland. I don't think you'll keep him in the West. That's my thing. If you trade Rudy, even if the best offer is in the West, I don't know who it would be, to be honest, right off my head. But the best offer, even if it's in the West, I think you will give it to the East still. I don't think you want Rudy face him in the playoffs. I think you give him to Toronto, like Chicago or Atlanta. Atlanta's kind of interesting. Who would you trade? Clint Capella, probably Herder. That's cool. That's okay, but that's not enough. So it's kind of tricky to find a good value for Gobert, to be honest. But yeah, I think he will definitely change life if he is traded or when he is traded. Depends on how you feel about it. I think he will be traded somewhere, just don't know where. But to be honest, the best team for him to go to is Golden State Warriors, to be honest. A trade package of Kuminga, James Wiseman, Jordan Poole, sign and trade him because he's a free agent, if I'm not mistaken. That wouldn't be too bad. I'm not going to lie. Because I'm watching the game now, game 3 of the finals, and, if the Warriors had James Wiseman and he would, evolve as we all thought that he might, being the first overall pick a couple years ago. Well, no, was he first? No, he was third. Or whatever he was, top 3 guy. He's supposed to be a shot blocking, mobile 5 that can work on his shooting range over the years. He hasn't played at all this year. You know what I mean? And hasn't really played his first year either. So, if they can somehow give him Wiseman, Kuminga, like I said, probably sign and trade Jordan Poole and some other people. How to make the math work out. They'll be insane. Golden State's probably the best fit for him, honestly. Some say Dallas as well. I wouldn't mind that. But Golden State would probably be the best fit for Rudy, honestly. but I don't think the math work out with all those big contracts. Clay, Steph, Draymond, and Rude, that's crazy. It will work. They said give up a lot of their bench guys, their depth. So, I don't know, but yeah, Toronto's the best fit for me. Not if I go on a big tangent, but Toronto's the best fit, followed by Dallas. They're good as well. Clippers could be an option, but I don't know who they would give up for Rudy. And like I said, they're in the West as well. So yeah, I think the East team is definitely the move, honestly. And I'm really thinking Toronto, maybe the Hawks, maybe. I don't. It's kind of an iffy fit as well. Some say Brooklyn, a wild trade for Brooklyn as well. So it's some options. There's some options out there, but yeah, Toronto has the best return between Siakam and you have OG as well. Maybe throw in Gary Trent. Something like that. We'll see. But that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.